Welcome to Am I the AH, where OP is demanding her husband to quit his job because her husband works long hours and doesn't give time to his family. I have been married to my husband Henry, 33-year-old male, for 7 years, and we have 3 children together, 6M, 5F, and 4M. My husband was working in an IT company with 10 years of experience, and everything was going great: quality family time, a handsome salary, and a satisfying marriage. Around 7 months ago, my husband received an offer from a startup that promised almost double his current salary, an executive-level position in the company, and opportunities for future growth. My husband discussed the offer with me, and I was very happy for him, because it was a significant advancement in his career. However, I had reservations regarding my husband's work-family life balance, because the job was demanding, but my husband promised that no matter what the nature of the job was, he would not let it interfere with our family life. So, my husband resigned from his previous job and joined the new one. The first month went smoothly. My husband was returning home on time, helping me with the children, and we were having a good bedtime routine. However, the next month my husband's working hours started getting longer, and now there is no work-life balance. Instead, there is only work in his life, and we are becoming more and more distant day by day. Now he often misses dinner and reaches home sometimes around midnight. Not only this, on weekends, instead of spending time with us, he is glued to his laptop. When asked what he is doing, his answer is either that he is working to meet deadlines or preparing for meetings or presentations. I tried my best to be understanding and supportive because this job was a jackpot for both our family and for my husband's career. However, over time, I started to feel like a single parent because I alone was dealing with our kids, preparing them for school, dropping them off, picking them up, telling them bedtime stories, and more. I was doing everything, and my husband was doing nothing. He was becoming a ghost, disappearing more and more each day. I tried to talk to my husband about it many times, but he always apologized and promised to maintain a balance between his work and family time. But he never did. He'll be around a little more for a few days, then something will come up at work, and he's right back to the late nights and weekend work. Last month, we had a small party planned for my son's birthday, and only a few guests were supposed to attend. Immediate family members and a few close friends. I told my husband that I didn't expect him to miss the party. He promised that he would be there at time. However, just 1 hour before the party started, I received a call from him, and he told me that he could not attend the party because of an emergency meeting, and he asked me to handle the situation. I was devastated, and so were our children, especially our son. I had to make excuses for him, saying Daddy was really sorry and that he wished he could be there. This was the breaking point. When he returned home in the evening, I confronted him, telling him that his job was destroying our family and that he needed to fix his working hours or leave the job altogether and find another one, a more peaceful one. Instead of understanding my point, my husband got defensive, saying that I didn't understand the pressure he was under, that this job was crucial for his career, and that he was doing all of this for our family. I told him that I knew he was doing all this for our family, but at what cost? Family time. I made it clear that this job might engulf our marriage as well. We argued for hours, but our argument ended with the same promises from him that I had been hearing for the last 7 months. He promised that he would talk to his boss about reducing his working hours. I pointed out that he had made this promise many times before, but his working hours had only increased instead of decreasing. I also made it clear that if the same thing happened this time, I wasn't sure our marriage would survive. He didn't say anything after that. Just went back to his computer and started working again. It's been a few weeks since that fight, and nothing has changed. He's still working long hours, and I'm still basically raising our kids alone. I'm exhausted, lonely, and starting to resent him. I love my husband, but I can't keep living like this. Our kids miss him, I miss him, and I'm scared that if he doesn't make a change soon, our marriage is going to fall apart. So, am I the AH for demanding my husband to quit his job? OP is being a bit of an AH here for complaining too much. She knew that new startups require executive-level employees to work long hours and can be demanding. She agreed to her husband taking the job because of the high salary, but now she wants him to quit without caring about the career of her husband. So, I would rate OP 1.5 out of 5 on the AH scale. As for OP's husband, he needs to find a balance between work and personal life and not sacrifice family time for work. No matter how demanding the job is, OP must spare a dedicated time for his family. Though career is important, I must not be prioritized over family. So I would rate OP's husband 2 out of 5 on the AH scale. Let's now move on to another Am I the AH? Where OP throws his drink in a gay's face when he was consistently asking him to hang out with him. Last weekend, I, a 24-year-old male, was out with my friends at a bar. It was pretty crowded, and everything was going great until a guy, let's call him Jake, started hovering around our group. He was wearing funky clothes and seemed to be a misfit. I don't judge people. He was really weird. At first, I didn't think much of it. Bars are social places, right? But after a while, he zeroed in on me and started trying to make conversation. I'm generally polite, so I chatted with him for a minute and then excused myself for the bathroom. When I returned to the place where my friends were standing, he was waiting for me, and my friends were not there. He immediately started asking if I wanted to grab a drink with him. I declined, saying I was just there to hang out with my friends. Not him, but he kept pushing, asking me why not, if I had a boyfriend, etc. I was trying to be as clear as possible without being rude, but it was obvious he wasn't getting it or didn't want to. I told him I was not interested. After a few more rejections, he suddenly grabbed my arm, pulling me closer, and said something like, "Come on, I know you're just playing hard to get. I can tell you're into me." I was really uncomfortable at this point and told him firmly to let go of my arm. However, instead of backing off, he tightened his grip and leaned in, practically whispering in my ear about how he knew I wanted him. I could feel his breath on my neck, and I started to panic. Without thinking, I grabbed my drink and threw it in his face. It was just instinct. I felt trapped and needed him to back off. He let go of my hand and started yelling at me, saying I was crazy. The bar security soon got involved. I told them he was forcing himself on me and requested them to kick him out, and they did. When my friends reached out to me, they asked me what happened, and I told them. Some of them think I did the right thing, but some of them said I might have overreacted, and a few are making fun of me and saying I seemed to be gay to him. Now, I am confused whether my reaction was appropriate. So, am I the AH here? OP is certainly not an AH here because he was being harassed, and his response is 100% justified. Such harassing people deserve this type of response. When OP clearly told him that he was not gay, that man should have let him go, but he didn't. So I would give OP 0 out of 5 on the AH scale, and that guy deserves at least 4.5 out of 5 on the AH scale. What do the Mac Reddit fans think? Is the OP an AH or not? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like the stories I brought you, just hit the like button, share them as much as you can, and don't forget to subscribe to Mac Reddit for a daily dose. Bye bye. See you tomorrow with some more spicy fries.